A major test in front of us, yet all of us are capable. We as a whole need to meet up. We want to energize everyone. The general population is currently arousing to the dealing, yet in the long run, drives you to different spots like Epstein Island industry, is a beast that is a considerably greater sin. It's not famous in my industry, but rather you realize I can't deny my confidence. I genuinely must impart that to individuals. As of late, the media have been scrambling to get a handle on what possibly make the enlightening film Sound of Opportunity be boycotted in Hollywood. And it seems like imprint Wahlberg knows the response. In his new meeting, the entertainer shed all the more light on the circumstance and vowed to uncover more dim insider facts that has been kept locked by the business. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Station. So regardless of not being acknowledged by significant streaming stages, the film Sound of Opportunity keeps on getting backing of unmistakable high profilers. And presently, imprint Wahlberg achieved more mindfulness. The things happening to diggers behind our backs. It's that is unnerving. What's going on with the 14th recently Holy Messenger Studios has sent off its unforeseen summer hit Sound of Opportunity. And regardless of basically no help from the film business, and even refusal to stream the film on Netflix and Amazon, it made 127. And during its initial 3 weeks in US, as per audits of those who've seen the film, it takes observers on profound and educational excursion that makes a permanent imprint on individuals' heart and psyche. It's not the commonplace summer watch you expect again. This is a way far in front of the public story. This strong and provocative film is a demonstration of the strength of the human soul and the resolute assurance to carry equity to the voiceless. As the portrayal says, this memoir show recounts genuine story of a previous government specialist turned vigilant who leaves on a hazardous mission to protect many kids from stealers anyway, regardless of the significance of the subject of private bondage and unlawful quality of people. Hollywood didn't require the film with much excitement. And since it was delivered, a modest bunch of industry elicitors, like imprint Wahlberg, is attempting to carry more attention to the subject, denouncing Hollywood and its guards. In deliberately quieting the issue meetup, we want to urge everyone to simply do somewhat more. Currently, imprint police plan in the Broadway media outlet are making their best to make the message of this film never arrive at the majority, as the entertainer naturally suspects Hollywood and the media made it their objective to standardize such things among individuals, and the film's message might have struck their horrible plans anyway. With colossal help of prominent celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Mel Gibson, Sound of Opportunity figured out how to come to the highest point of film industry, and the unforeseen progress of this disputable delivery sent shockwaves through the business, demonstrating that individuals are more than anxious to open their eyes and more deeply study the dull mysteries concealing in the business pantries. You realize I think you'll keep on waking up. And again, we're attempting to empower individuals. Jim Caviezel, the lead entertainer of the film, had proactively shared his situation and perspectives on the film boycotting, and he accepts that Hollywood is currently in a frenzy mode, seeing their insider facts uncovered. And that is the reason they sent off a gigantic assault on the film with the assistance of the media they control in a new choir led by the filmmaker. The entertainer expressed their frightened trembling and fear. And this is on the grounds that general society are paying attention to their souls, which is everything this film says to you to do now. Jim is glad to see numerous solicitors join their mission and carry more attention to the majority. By advancing the film, any sort of exposure will assist reality with surfacing. And this is precisely exact thing the film was made for, so no big surprise imprint Wahlberg joined this honorable objective and said it's not far to boycott the film since it doesn't fit the breathtaking Hollywood account the space for loads of blockbusters, bunches of hero motion pictures, and some sort of you realize unique, motivating, genuine stories. as well as Imprint admit the entire point is somewhat delicate for him since he personally is a dad of 4 children. Wahlberg shares 2 young ladies and 2 young men matured somewhere in the range of 12 and 19. With his better half, and in his new meeting, he clarified that he believes that this world should be a superior and more secure spot for all kids. Since the second this enlightening film was delivered and boycotted by significant streaming stages, Imprint Wahlberg tended to the arrival of sound of Opportunity Spike Report. Composed that Imprint purportedly called Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson American legends with chunks of steel for uncovering the obscure side of Hollywood. The best jumper was on that film. I was unafraid. Furthermore, it was declared that the entertainer kept on hammering the business with his remarks. And as insiders currently guarantee, Imprint joined a mystery gathering of Hollywood untouchables who begin the fight against the business elites. And with his new mystery project, he is wanting to proceed with the openness until the business is filtered and all guilty parties that lay their hands on diggers are rebuffed. Now, Imprint is convinced, possibly by mistake, that Hollywood went excessively far by attempting to quiet a film that serves a respectable objective, sends a strong message, and reveals insight into the horrendous things stowed away from the public eye. As the entertainer expresses, a portion of individuals inside Broadway are apprehensive for more truth to come out on the grounds that a portion of the business beasts, like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, face the rage of equity for their terrible wrongdoings. Yet it's still too soon to discuss the security in Hollywood. And as Imprint expresses, Sound of Opportunity shows us a ton of significant insights about society and fraternity. We ought to be steady in cherishing and steadily abandoning individuals. Those are vital messages. And ideally they'll embrace it more. Many individuals find it wonderful how a modest bunch of entertainers conflicts with standard and the spectacular story in the event that Hollywood, it seems like media outlets, actually needs to hold the crowd almost completely sure, possibly by mistake, that life is all marvelous and tomfoolery. And that is the reason they boycott such crude and fair works of cinematography, as one individual remarked. Disregarding such an impressive narrative is less a mark of foul play as complicity and responsibility. And another client added, "Thank you, Imprint Wahlberg, for facing the detestable. The count is going up on big names able to shout out in spite of the fact that Imprint Wahlberg has no immediate associations with Sound of Opportunity. He actually feels it's unreasonable that the film gets pessimistic exposure. And keeping in mind that each holy person VIP ought to advance it by means of virtual entertainment, there's obviously the request from above to dispose of referencing this film by any means. Yet Imprint won't stop, and along with different informants like Mel Gibson, he is setting up an unexpected venture for Hollywood. There were 1 million motivations to need to make the film, and not one to avoid making the film. It seems like these elites are presently shudder in light of the fact that the energetic couple is wanting to drop the stunner on Hollywood, and it will be one more significant openness of the awful violations against mankind and the most weak gatherings of society following 7 years of quiet. Mel Gibson declared his revisitation of the chief seat in new movie Flight Hazard, and he cast Imprint Wahlberg for the main job in the task, despite the fact that there are no any extra subtleties of everything that this all undertaking will be about. It seems like the Hollywood elites are as of now frightened of flight chance to be delivered, and we might observe how the business attempts to keep this film from being made, while the team keeps the succulent subtleties of their impending task covertly. It's unmistakable deciding by Mel's new proclamations. This will be a perilous undertaking for the two of them. Definitely. Yet I'm not raising a perspiration. You realize I sort out some way to get it done and loosen up life's excessively short to become terrified about it, as Joe Drake, the seed of Lionsgate Movie Bunch, reported before. This film will make many individuals open their ears. And surprisingly, however, the subtleties of the task